Holy shit. He said what?
She opens her mouth and a lie comes out.
Which I'm sure she is penning. She is a good writer, and it'll be filled with vitriol and filled with lies. I mean, she will not tell the truth because you want sensational headlines.
Have you ever seen that video? No. Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorites.
Because I'm business-minded, I'm immediately going, okay, well...
Meghan Markle was never told within the British royal family what to say or what to wear.
We didn't plan for everything selling out in under an hour. And so watching those metrics happen in real time, it's already sold out.
A lot of people accuse Meghan of changing Harry, but do you think this is the real Harry?
No. But I thought tonight this was really ridiculous. These are two real imposters.
I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard.
It's just Harry, being a simple soul, has easily changed to suit Meghan's agenda and Meghan's living with Meghan.
Don't know is the efforts that I've gone to resolve this.
Is very different than living with Kate and William. Meghan has a completely different attitude, and I think California has a different attitude. So I think we're now seeing a different Harry.
There's a lot that I can forgive.
People like Meghan will always stay with the man if there's no better option.
How good, how embarrassing.
For years, one question has followed Prince Harry and Meghan Markle everywhere they go. How did they really manage their escape from the royal spotlight? When they left the UK and suddenly appeared in California, the story seemed almost too perfect. And in the middle of that story, one name kept popping up: Tyler Perry. The actor, the billionaire filmmaker, the man who supposedly gave them everything they needed to start fresh in America. The rumors spread like wildfire. Some claimed Perry personally arranged their move. Others insisted he bankrolled their security. And a few even believed he masterminded the entire operation.
Oftentimes the negative voices, are they saying negative things and then secretly going home and making single skillet spaghetti?
For the longest time, he stayed quiet, letting the speculation swirl without ever stepping in. But then, out of nowhere, Tyler finally broke his silence, and what he said caught everyone off guard. Instead of confirming the whispers, instead of leaning into the narrative people had built up for years, he looked straight at the camera and said, "I didn't." No hesitation, no build-up, just a blunt denial that sent shockwaves through the royal watching world. Because if Perry didn't help them, then how did Harry and Meghan pull it off? And that's where the mystery begins, because the truth is far more complicated than a simple yes or no. When the world expected Tyler Perry to confirm the whispers, he did the opposite. In a quiet, almost casual tone, he said, "I didn't. Meghan is from California. She knows California well." So there was nothing to prepare them for. Just like that, the swirling rumors were slammed down with a single sentence. No theatrics, no dramatic reveal, just a cold, simple fact.
And to be able to show that with all the noise that might happen in the world on a day-to-day basis, real life is still happening behind the scenes.
But here's the twist: despite that denial, the reality behind the scenes tells a very different story. Back in 2020, as Harry and Meghan quietly left Canada under intense media scrutiny, they found themselves under an almost impossible spotlight. Cameras, reporters, and paparazzi were tracking every move. And in the midst of that chaos, Tyler Perry stepped in, not in headlines, not in public statements, but in action. He opened the doors of his Bel Air mansion to them, offering not just a place to stay, but a safe haven. It wasn't a casual guest visit. It was a fortress of privacy and security at a time when the couple desperately needed it. The mansion became more than a home, it was a refuge from the relentless media attention. A pause in the storm that had followed them across continents. So, how do we reconcile his denial with the truth? Tyler didn't orchestrate their move. He didn't plan their strategy, but he did provide something just as critical: safety, stability, and space to breathe. That subtle but powerful gesture became a turning point. One few people realized, because it happened quietly, away from the flashing cameras and the clickbait headlines. And what he did next would surprise even the most devoted royal watchers. What Tyler Perry did for Harry and Meghan went far beyond a simple place to stay. It wasn't about fame, cameras, or headlines, it was about protection. In a world where every move of theirs was dissected, criticized, and broadcast globally, they needed a sanctuary. And that's exactly what Perry offered. This wasn't a gesture anyone would see or applaud in the tabloids. It was quiet, deliberate, and deeply personal. For the Sussexes, it meant privacy when every moment was under scrutiny. It meant breathing room when the weight of the royal spotlight threatened to crush them. And it meant someone they could trust implicitly. In a time when trust was scarce, think about it, Harry had just stepped away from centuries of tradition and protocol. Meghan had endured years of media attacks and scrutiny that most people can't even imagine. They weren't just relocating, they were rebuilding their lives under the most intense global gaze. And in that storm, Perry became their anchor. It's easy to underestimate what this kind of support means. It's not flashy, it's not something that makes the news, but in moments like these, sanctuary, safety, and trust become more valuable than any amount of money or publicity. Perry didn't just provide shelter, he offered strength when they needed it the most, and the story gets even deeper, because the bond they formed in that hidden moment wasn't just temporary, it lasted far longer than anyone expected. What happened behind the closed doors of that Bel Air mansion didn't stay hidden. It quietly grew into something far more personal. Tyler Perry didn't just give Harry and Meghan a roof over their heads, he became part of their family story, in a move that surprised many. He accepted the role of godfather to their daughter, Lilibet. Think about that for a moment. Becoming a godparent isn't just a title, it's a mark of trust, loyalty, and deep connection. This wasn't a casual acquaintance or a celebrity favor. This was a bond forged in moments of real need, in moments no one else saw. Perry's willingness to step into that role showed a level of commitment and care that goes far beyond what the public ever witnesses. And it's not just about trust, it's about love and support at a time when the world seemed stacked against them. For Harry and Meghan, having someone like Tyler in their corner meant more than protection. It meant reassurance, stability, and a reminder that even amidst chaos, there are people who genuinely have your back. But while the bond grew stronger behind closed doors, Perry's public persona stayed deliberate and cautious. He knew that anything he said could explode into headlines, twisting the story in ways that weren't true. And that brings us to the next piece of the puzzle. Even with the trust and bond he built with Harry and Meghan, Tyler Perry never let himself get caught in the media storm. He's painfully aware of how quickly words can be twisted, how headlines can turn even the smallest detail into a global talking point. Any question you ask becomes the headline of anything I say, he once explained. And that simple statement reveals a lot about the careful balance he maintains. He understood that even the truth could be misrepresented, so he chose his words carefully, speaking only when necessary, and letting his actions tell the real story, offering sanctuary, supporting them quietly, becoming godfather. All of this happened away from cameras, away from public scrutiny. He didn't need accolades. He didn't need recognition. The gesture itself was enough. This deliberate silence also added to the mystery. The world assumed his role must be bigger than it was, that he orchestrated everything. But in reality, Tyler's approach was humble and strategic, helping where it mattered most without fueling the rumor machine. His careful navigation between private support and public discretion shows a side of him few people see: protective, loyal, and profoundly aware of the media's power. And while he mastered the art of silence, the impact of his choices still resonates, revealing a story that's far more complex than any headline could capture. So what do we take away from all of this? On the surface, Tyler Perry flatly denied helping Harry and Meghan with their move. Yet behind the scenes, he offered them safety, sanctuary, and a bond that became deeply personal. He became Lilibet's godfather, supported them quietly during one of the most intense periods of their lives, and carefully navigated the media minefield to protect both them and himself. It's a story of contrasts, denial and devotion, silence and impact, discretion and deep connection. It shows that sometimes the most meaningful acts happen away from the spotlight, where no cameras capture the quiet courage and loyalty that really matter. And maybe that's the lesson we're meant to take away. Truth isn't always loud, and the people who truly support us don't always seek recognition. In this story, Tyler Perry didn't just provide a house, he provided trust, stability, and a rare kind of friendship that can survive even the harshest headlines. So next time a rumor spreads or a headline shocks you, remember, there's often more beneath the surface than we'll ever see. And sometimes, the quietest actions tell the most powerful story. These days, we're getting insider scoops, rare footage, and stories you won't see anywhere else. And the best part, we'll be revealing everything step by step, piece by piece, so you'll finally see the full story unfold, what really happened, who was involved, and where everything is headed. This is just the beginning, and trust me, you don't want to miss a single moment. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our beloved family now, so you're always first to know and can follow along as we uncover every secret, every twist, and every shocking reveal.